In my previous video I showed you how to read the instructions for this sweater, and today I will show you how to knit the body. If you want to learn more about how to understand the instructions in the magazines better, don't forget to check out this video. This is a very straightforward project that can be a good exercise. Now without further delay, let's get to the knitting machine. First, make sure the racking handle is in its lowest position and the beds are centered. Now raise 112 needles on the front bed of the machine, 56 to the left and 56 to the right side of the center. Place the edge springs on the last working needles. Now raise 112 needles on the back bed and place the edge springs on the last working ones. You have to observe the needle rule. It should look like this. Set both locks to N and the stitch size to 3. Insert the orange strippers and take the main yarn for the sweater. Now knit one row. Set both locks to CX and increase the stitch size to 4. Now knit 2 rows. Set both locks to N and increase the stitch size to 5. Now knit 1 row to finish the cast on. Reset the row counter, then set both locks to CX. Remove the orange strippers and insert the black ones. Rotate the racking handle to its highest position and knit 16 rows. According to the instructions, you have to knit 8 tubular rows which are equal to 16 passes of the lock. Reset the row counter, set both locks to N and the stitch size to the main stitch size for the pattern. In my case 5 on the front lock and 4 on the back. Move the edge springs and transfer the stitches according to the diagram. According to the special note in the instructions, you can arrange the needles on the back bed as you wish, but try to figure out this step at first before starting to knit. While knitting, you have to rack the beds by 2 positions, so the needles on the back bed must be arranged in such a way that there are at least 3 or 4 empty needles between them. No matter how many stitches you will use to knit this sweater, I think you will be able to use the arrangement shown in the original diagram. Please tell me in the comments which variation you will use to arrange the needles on the back bed. You may use the number 1 for each working needle and a dot for every needle out of working position. Also, don't forget to tell me how many stitches do you have in total. After transferring the stitches, put the empty needles on the back bed out of working position. Now return the racking handle to its lowest position. The beds must be centered. It should look like this. Now knit 2 rows. Don't reset the row counter. Set the back lock to AX. Rotate the racking handle 2 full revolutions clockwise. The bed indicator must be on 2. The stitches on the back bed will lean to the right. Now knit 2 rows. It should look like this. Don't reset the row counter. Set the backlog to N and knit 2 rows. Now set the backlog to AX. Rotate the racking handle 2 full revolutions counterclockwise. The bed indicator will be at 0 and the stitches on the back bed will lean to the left. Now knit 2 rows. Repeat these steps until the row counter is at 96 rows. Then you can reset the row counter. Set the backlog to N. Use the double prong tool and decrease 2 stitches at each side of the knitting. Transfer the rightmost stitch on the back bed to the front bed. All empty needles must be out of work. Place the edge springs on the last working needles and make sure the latches are closed. Now do the same on the left side of the knitting. In the video I transferred the stitch from the back bed needle to the second needle, but if you transfer this stitch to the needle that has the edge spring on, the machine will be able to knit it off easily. Put the edge springs on the last working needles. Now knit 2 rows. If you ever get lost, check the racking indicator. If it is on the left side, you have to rotate the racking handle to the right. Also, you can use the bed indicator to get back on track. Set the backlog to AX and knit 2 rows. Don't reset the row counter. Set the backlog to N. Now decrease 2 stitches on each side of the knitting. This time we don't need to transfer any of the back bed stitches. Please don't forget to support me by liking the video and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Now knit 2 rows. Rotate the racking handle 2 full revolutions counterclockwise. Set the backlog to AX and knit 2 rows. Set the backlog to N. Decrease 2 stitches from each side of the knitting. Tell me, do you know a better way to make these decreases? After decreasing the stitches, put the empty needles out of work. Now knit 2 rows. You have to repeat these steps until the row counter is at 64 rows. You can reset the row counter. Now set the backlog to GX. Rotate the racking handle counterclockwise to its highest position. Move the edge springs to the sides and transfer all stitches from the back bed to the opposite needles on the front bed. Since the last 2 rows were tuck rows, there will be several loops in the hooks of every needle, so be careful while transferring them. Also be careful when knitting the first row. Make sure to put all needles on the back bed out of work. Rotate the racking handle to its lowest position. Now you must have a total of 48 needles on the front bed of the machine. Move the edge springs and decrease 1 stitch on each side of the knitting. Put the edge springs back on the last working needles and knit 4 rows. Don't reset the row counter. Move the edge springs and decrease 1 stitch on each side of the knitting. Put the empty needles out of work. Now knit 4 rows. You can reset the row counter. Move the edge springs and transfer the end stitches 1 needle out. Take a purl bump and put it into the hook of the empty needle. Then do the same on the other side. Now knit 4 rows. Don't reset the row counter. Move the edge springs and increase 1 stitch on each side of the knitting. We are almost done. Please don't forget to support me by liking the video and leaving me a comment below. Now knit 4 rows. You can reset the row counter. Now you must have 48 working needles again. Use the trick or fit device or make a chain stitch cast off to remove the knitting of the machine. This is the piece right after you take it off the machine. I can't take my eyes off this piece. To make the body you need to knit a total of 2 pieces like this one. In the next part I will show you how to knit the sleeves. That's all for today. Have a nice day and see you in my next video.